Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. And on this week's show, we're going to talk with officials from Danville Utilities about some new programs that have been launched here recently when it comes to energy efficiencies and also working with our large industrial customers on energy efficiency. And Danville was recently recognized as a brand new chapter of the Association of Energy Engineers. This is one of, I think, over 16,000 members. They have 16,000 members in 90 different countries, but Danville just received their charter. And on today's show, we're going to learn a lot more about this association and how it's going to assist our large industrial customers here in the city of Danville. And in the second half of the show, we'll touch on ways our residential customers, you at home, can save money on your energy costs here in the community. We've talked a lot about this over the years, and we've got a home save program that we're going to talk about on today's show that's going to offer you some rebates on a variety of different items, new items you may purchase, and also when you go to get some of these items serviced. So we'll touch on that a lot in the second half of the show. But joining me now is Eric Walker, who is the Key Accounts Manager with Danville Utilities. And Eric, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today on the City Update.
Thank you, Mark.
And being a key accounts manager, obviously that means you're working with a lot of our key accounts. And I know you work closely with our Intertapes, our Nestle's, our Goodyears, and our large industrial customers here in the city of Danville, and working on ways to lower their energy costs. And when you look at a utility like us, we are in the business of providing these services, but we want them to provide them at the lowest cost possible, and also provide our customers ways to save. And that's where you come into play. And just recently, we attended a meeting of the new Association of Energy Engineers, as the Danville chapter was launched out at RCAT. And I know you've got a core group of individuals that have been meeting over the past couple of months to get this charter, and it was officially announced a couple of weeks ago. We're actually going to take you out to that meeting here in just a little bit. We'll hear from Steve Salm, who's the director of Danville Utilities. He did the keynote speaker there at the event. But Eric, take me back on how this charter was received here in the city of Danville, how this association was formed here in our community.
Okay, Mark. The Association of Energy Engineers is it's a nonprofit professional society with more than 16,000 members in 90 countries. What kind of started it here, Averett University graduate student, Robert Lemieux, and a group of his classmates had a community service project they were working on. Okay. And that's kind of what got it started. Robert is also an employee at Goodyear.
Okay.
So that kind of got the ball rolling for our chapter.
All right, now tell me, how is this chapter going to benefit some of our large industrial customers here in the community?
Well, this chapter it's a great venue for a lot of our large industrial customers to get together. We have a meeting once a month for us to get together, myself included from the utility side. We get together and for discussions on energy efficiency, to just share information. Also, we'll have keynote speakers come in at some of the monthly meetings, and we'll also do some training. We hope to get some of that scheduled in the future.
Because I know we have worked with some other third-party companies on some energy audits here in the community, right? And went out to some of these large industrial customers and showed them ways they could save, whether it's just changing light bulbs in the manufacturing facilities. Tell me a little bit about that and how we work with them really on a daily basis here in the community when it comes to being the key accounts manager here in the city.
Yeah, we do, Mark. Like you mentioned at the beginning, you know, we want our large commercial and industrial customers to be as efficient and as healthy as possible.
Sure.
And we do that through organizations like this, as we also offer custom save rebates on the commercial and industrial side.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about those rebates. What are some of the ways that they can save as industrial customers here in the community?
Those rebates primarily focus on lighting improvements. If a facility wants to go in and upgrade lighting to more efficient installations. They can also make improvements on HVAC or install insulation, and we incentivize that through rebates.
Okay, and that's something that these companies can learn about more on our website on danvilleutilities.com. Do you have more information on that?
That's right.
All right. Did they just contact you? Is there a form they fill out online, or how does that process work if we have some plant engineers watching the show today?
Yeah, there's a rebate application. It's online,
Okay.
or they can certainly contact me as well, and I'll be glad to provide them, all of the information or answer any questions that they have.
Okay, very good. And when we look at the overall big picture, obviously these larger industrial customers are providing a lot of jobs for our community, and we want them to be successful, profitable here in the community, but we want to provide them a good product when it comes to quality services, reliability, all of that. And so it's kind of a great opportunity, I guess, for you to work hand in hand with these companies on a regular basis through this organization, right?
It is. It is. It's a good venue for us to work together to help them in saving energy and operate more efficiently.
And you talked about some of the individual companies that are involved. We mentioned Goodyear, obviously, the individual that got this started from Goodyear. Tell me some of the other companies that have joined this chapter so far.
Okay, so far we also have Intertape. They've been a part of it. Nestle, Essel Propack, and Blue Ridge Fiberboard as well.
Okay, very good. Yeah, because there was about 20 people at this initial meeting that came out. And if anybody out there wants to get involved, what's the criteria to become a member of this association?
Well, it's primarily geared towards commercial, industrial, institutional or government facilities, or someone in the utility sector. But we certainly wouldn't discourage anyone that was interested and wanted to attend. We would certainly welcome them.
Okay. Well, as the key accounts manager here in the city of Danville for Danville Utilities, what is your goal and as we look at this chapter and it being successful here in the community from the utility side?
My goal is for us to first we had an interim board in place. We want to, in the near future, establish our permanent board and continue to grow our membership.
All right, very good. And like you said, there's going to be opportunities for these industrial customers to hear from keynote speakers from around the world. When we were there, they said they would actually bring them in from all over the world to talk about ways that they can save. And then there's going to be training opportunities. Do you have any, can you give us kind of an in-depth look at what kind of training opportunities will be available?
Sure. The Association of Energy Engineers, or AEE, there are certifications out there.
Okay.
What local chapters will do is set up training. It may be a week-long training for example, CEM is a certified energy manager.
Okay.
And that's a recognized certificate or certification. So probably not in our initial year, but once we get established, that's something we would like to get in place in the future. Maybe hold one of those big training events.
Right. Oh, very good. And obviously that'll be great for these large industrial customers here in the community to take advantage of. And you hear from them on a regular basis. What are some of the things that you hear from our customers here in the community about ways Danville Utilities can assist them? Just to give our viewers at home an idea of what you do for our customers here in the community when it comes to the large industrial side.
Okay. I think one of the most important things for them is reliable service.
Right.
Just with any electric system, at times you have outages, and we work together on those to provide them information as quick as we can. Also, the rebates are very popular. A lot of our commercial and industrial customers are very pleased, and they enjoy having that in place for them to be able to make upgrades in their facilities to save energy, and for us to kind of incentivize that.
Right. Yeah, it's a great incentive for them to get involved in these rebate programs. So if there's anybody out there on the engineering side, manager side, at any of these companies here in the community that want to get involved, just feel free to give Eric a call at the number there on the screen, and he'll be able to give you all the information about this rebate programs. And again, if you want to get involved in the AE, Association for Energy Engineers here in the community, they're meeting at RCAT now, and you meet once a month. Is there a particular date each month that you all are meeting? Or?
Not a particular date.
Okay, but you can contact you to...
Yes, sir. If they'll contact me, we can put them on the email list, and
Great.
and get them updates each month.
I think it's going to be a great opportunity for these industrial customers to get together on a regular basis to learn more about ways that they can save here in the community, and it'll be just one small step towards growing here in our community, because obviously it's a good tool for economic development too. When you talk about having these rebate programs in place, these different opportunities for these industrial customers to get involved in the community and save, and it can look very attractive when you're trying to promote Danville. So kudos on getting this started here in the community. I think it's going to be great for everybody involved. And Eric, what I want to do now, I did attend the inaugural meeting when you all received your chapter, and Steve Salm, who's the director of Danville Utilities, actually was the keynote speaker, and he spoke a little bit about what it takes to provide electrical services to these large industrial customers. I think was kind of the basis of his talk there. So it was very interesting to hear from the utility side over the last 15 or 20 years how it's really changed, and why it's so important to have these energy efficiency programs in place now, because a lot has changed just over the last decade when it comes to providing power to these companies, all utilities to these companies. So we're going to hear from Steve now, and after Steve, we'll come back and wrap up this first segment here on the City Update, talking about a new Association of Energy Engineers chapter here in the city of Danville. So we're going to take you out now to ARCAT, and about a couple of weeks ago where they received their charter membership.
Utilities Director here in the city of Danville, and glad to be here. I want to thank you for inviting me, and first and foremost I want to thank you and congratulate you on taking this next step. It's a big step in an organization like this, and I think it's a worthwhile step. So good luck, and we got our support. But when Eric came to me the other day and asked me to talk to this group, I was kind of wondering what to talk about, because you guys are the energy experts. You know about efficiency, you know how to do it in your own plants. What I came up with is maybe some ideas of where energy efficiency originated in the utility business. You know, it wasn't too long ago where the United States was a throwaway country. You know, we took bottles like this one here and just tossed it in the trash when we were done with it. And a big reason for that was because our electricity was so cheap and so reliable that we could do that. Most of your plants, the energy bill was maybe a second thought at that time. It was so cheap at that time that materials was more important than energy. But times have changed. Some of us in this room, maybe some of you don't, remember the oil embargo in the 1980s. That pretty much started it. And then we got into the EPA. Their regulations, their standards have really changed how energy, electricity in particular, is generated. You know, we've got everything facing the coal industry right now. Nuclear is not a very good word in the business right now. And even carbon, natural gas, is being attacked with the EPA. So everything that they do, everything they say, always adds cost to generation of electricity. Another thing is the reliability. How many of you remember the blackout of 2003? Just about the whole northeast part of the country went out. So what did the government do? They slapped a whole bunch of regulations, fines, everything else on the energy industry. We have to file all kinds of records. We have to make sure our equipment is to their standards. We have to report everything that we do. That adds costs to our energy business. So the reliability that we have to give right now, I have to say Danville is very reliable, but there are some incidents out there that where they're not reliable, but the government is really pushing that. Another thing that really drove up our cost here in recent years is the material. Just about 3-4 years ago, the cost of copper, cost of steel skyrocketed. You know, people were stealing the copper off our poles just to get the scrap value for it. But we had to pay those extra costs. The overseas steel that we got wasn't quite a good quality as we made here in the United States, but it was cheaper. But everything across the board was more expensive. Metals, insulation, things like that. So over the last, I'd say 10 to 20 to 30 years, our costs have really gone up, and that's driven up the cost of electricity, which drives up the energy costs to you guys. So that's kind of how we started. So we needed some method to counteract that. And one of those was energy efficiency. We had to become more efficient on how we used our energy. So we looked at different ideas, and energy efficiency has, has driven a lot of new technology. Most of us can remember the lights. We went from mercury vapor to high pressure sodium, CFLs, and now we're LEDs, and what's next? You never know. So that technology has really improved. The heating and cooling industry has really taken off too. New technologies in that area have really increased the efficiency of some of the processes you use. The motor starters, there was times when you had these large motors on the equipment in your plant, you just slam the motor starter in and watch the old meter drop. But now you got these variable speed motor starters, things like that. So that technology has come a long way. Insulation, it wasn't too long ago where a lot of these buildings like this here weren't insulated very well. The heat would just go out, roof, windows. Everything's changed that way. And we're even using the natural resources we have now. The sun, cooling, open air things. So that technology has improved quite a bit. So as you can see, energy efficiency has improved and the technology has really driven it. One thing that we are looking here in Danville Utilities is really proud of our program. We have started this several years ago. Some of you might remember Nate. Eric is doing a fantastic job. But we are very proud of the number of rebates that we've given to industries like you. A lot of money have come back to some of the places here, and we're very proud of that. We are increasing the awareness of energy efficiency. Not just to you guys, but to residential customers. We see a lot of people buying the CFL bulbs, buying the more efficient appliances, and insulating their homes. They're changing out the windows, things like that. So the awareness part is something that we are really striving to get out to our consumers. But I think the biggest benefit of energy efficiency in our program is the group like this. You get a group together like this and you share ideas. What did you do over here? What can I do over here? The awareness that you guys are seeing just getting this group together is going to help everybody in this room, and we are very proud of that. So with that, I was told to be brief. Hopefully I was brief enough. I want to congratulate you. I want to commit our support to this group. We're here to help you. Eric's a big part of this, and I'm behind Eric 100%, so what he says goes. He's the boss right now. So I wish you luck, and good luck with your group. So.
Well, Eric, it was great to see you all getting your charter membership there at ARCAT, and I also want to thank ARCAT, I know, for providing the facility for you all to meet, and I think they're going to be doing that on an ongoing basis here for the foreseeable future for your meeting. So definitely want to thank Jerry Franklin and the people out at ARCAT for allowing that to happen. And again, congratulations on the charter membership here in the city of Danville. And again, I think it's going to be a win-win for everybody involved when it comes to the utility side, also to our large industrial customers. And again, if you want to get involved in this chapter, there's a fee structure. Eric can tell you all about that. And I think there's a pretty good incentive for you to get involved the first year. They give you a pretty good discount on your rates to become a member of the association. So you can give Eric a call there on the number at the bottom of the screen. And Eric, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, I know you've got a real strong rebate program that's been in place, for about 2 years now here in the city?
We're actually in the third year.
Third year here in the city of Danville, offering rebates for you at home when you purchase new energy efficient appliances, and also when you go to get tune-ups, I guess, on your HVAC equipment and things of that nature. So we're going to learn a lot more about ways you can save on your energy bills when we come back from break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
wait a second. Have you registered for the Selective Service System? Yes, you. Any male U.S. citizen or immigrant, no matter his status, needs to register within 30 days of his 18th birthday, as does anyone with dual nationality. That's someone who holds both American and foreign citizenship, even if you've never lived in America. It's the law. And you put at risk your eligibility for education loans, grants, and work-study programs, jobs and job training programs for life. Really, it's pretty simple. If you think you might have to register, just do it. In the U.S., go to www.sss.gov or your local post office and register. Overseas, you can do it online at www.sss.gov or pick up a registration card at your American Embassy consulate. Have a good flight.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm joined this week by Eric Walker, who's the Key Accounts Manager for Danville Utilities. In the first half of the show, we were celebrating Danville's new chapter of the American Energy Engineers Association here in the city of Danville. And it's the AEE, is what Association of Energy Engineers, and just launched their new chapter. And that's working with large industrial and commercial customers of Danville Utilities here in the community on ways they can save on their energy costs. And again, if you would like more information on that Danville chapter, if you'd like to join up, you can give Eric a call there at his number at the office at Danville Utilities. But Eric, we've got about 10 minutes left on today's show. I want to talk to you about the residential energy efficiency programs that we have in place. It's called our Home Save. Now, you're going to see a different number on the screen in the second half of the show and a different website. If you'd like more information about any of these rebates, you can call the 888 number you see on the screen, and the individuals will be able to assist you. And of course, that website is going to give you a breakdown on all the rebates that we have to offer. We're going to kind of scratch the surface on today's show on ways you can save. But Eric, I know this has been a great program. You said it's in its third year here in the city of Danville. A lot of people have taken advantage of this, and it's just, if you go out and you buy an appliance and it has that Energy Star logo, you're going to save some money, right?
That's right, Mark.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll save on your consumption, and a lot of those Energy Star appliances, we'll incentivize with a rebate.
That's great. And no matter where you purchase that here in the community, if it's Energy Star, it's available for a rebate, right?
That's right.
Okay, very good. Well, and no matter what big box store you go to,
doesn't matter
one
where
you
you buy
prefer,
right.
you can save. Or even if you buy locally here, a local store, mom and pop, Danville Appliance, wherever it may be, if it's Energy Star, you can save. And I want to just go down the list here briefly on some ways you can save, like a clothes washer. You can save up to $50.
It's a $50 rebate on Energy Star rated clothes washers.
Okay.
That's right.
And no matter what model you purchase, the top of the line or one with not as many amenities, you still can save that $50.
That's right, as long as it has the Energy Star rating.
That's a great program. Now, if I want to save that money, I'll go to the website and print off and take that to the store with me. How do I go?
You can go to the DanvilleHomeSave.com website.
Okay.
You can print off a rebate application there. We also keep Lowe's, Home Depot, Sears, Fuels Furniture.
Okay.
We keep them stocked up with applications.
Okay, so they'll have one on hand.
Yep, a lot of the retailers have them in store.
Great. So if you're there shopping, make sure you mention that before you check out, and that'll save you some money. And then a refrigerator, you can save about up to $30. And one that I really saw would probably be beneficial now as we head into the spring season, if you're getting a tune-up on your HVAC unit, save up to about $55.
That's right.
And now, are there certain local companies that you have to use for your tune-up to receive that rebate? How would that work?
We have a group of what we call trade allies.
Okay.
They've completed some training related to our energy efficiency program.
Okay, great.
They're very familiar with the tune-up rebate.
Okay, very good. And is that list on the website?
It is.
Okay, so if you're looking for a tune-up as we head into the spring season, you're going to be cranking that AC up as the warm weather comes, hopefully. I don't know if winter's ever going to leave this year, but if it does get warm, you need that tune-up. It's always great to do in the spring and the fall as well, right before the winter season hits. So log on to DanvilleHomesave.com and get a list of the local companies that can service your HVAC units and save you about $55. That's a great rebate there. And also a heat pump, $100 savings on heat pump as well, right?
It's actually, as far as replacement, in a heat pump can be up to a $500 incentive, Mark, depending on the SEER rating.
Depending on the SEER rating. All right, so that is a difference there on a different
that's
SEER.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Very good. All right, well, we got a couple minutes left, Eric, but I wanted to touch on your compact fluorescent, your CFL lights that people can purchase with a pretty good discount at a local company here. Tell me about that.
We've partnered with Womack Electric on Newton Street, and we're providing a rebate of $1.50 per bulb, and it's a limit of 20 bulbs per customer, and there's no paperwork for our customers to fill out in the store. It's simply provide your phone number and your address.
Okay. And now the CFL bulb, tell me how that's a little different than what we used to use 10 years ago.
The older incandescent type bulb, for example, a CFL is it looks like kind of a spring bulb on it, kind of the twist, and it uses significantly less electricity than the old incandescent. For example, a 60 watt incandescent can be replaced by a 15 watt compact fluorescent bulb.
And do they last longer?
They are.
Okay,
they will.
Longer lasting.
They are longer lasting.
And when we talk about that $1.50 rebate, if you're looking at a 60 watt CFL you're going to purchase at Womack Electric with this rebate, what's it going to cost?
Yeah, the 60 watt replacement, which is a 15 watt CFL, works out to about 38 cents per bulb after our rebate.
Well, that's great. Saving energy, and those bulbs are going to last a lot longer. It's going to help the environment as well.
That's right.
Very good. So you need to head over to Womack Electric. You says a 20 person limit.
20 bulb limit. That's right.
20 bulb limit on that over at Womack Electric. But that's great. Great partnership that we have with a local company here, and hopefully you at home will take advantage of that opportunity and save a little energy. Every little bit helps. And hopefully you can take advantage of that opportunity. And then also you can go ahead and get your tune-up on your HVAC unit. Log on to DanvilleHomesave.com. Get a list of local companies that come out and service that for you, and you can save up to $55 on that service here in the city of Danville. Well, Eric, we've about run out of time, but I want to give you the last opportunity to talk to our viewers at home about the importance of energy efficiency. Obviously, you're working with large industrial, commercial customers here in the community on a daily basis, but you're working with our residential customers as well when it comes to rebate programs. A lot of great incentives for our viewers at home, citizens of the city of Danville, to go out, save energy, and save a little money. And everybody loves that, and save $1 or $2 when it comes to your energy bill. But I'll give you the last say. Why is it so important that Danville Utilities steps up to the plate to offer these programs to our community?
Well, it's important, Mark. As we discussed earlier on the commercial industrial side, for one, for them to be as healthy and competitive as far as the products that they're producing. On the residential side, it helps out our residential customers. This past winter, we've had some of the highest usage due to the extreme cold that we've seen in a long time. So it helps to kind of offset that. And as you also mentioned, it's just good for the environment.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today, and congratulations on the Danville chapter of the Association of Energy Engineers. And again, if anybody would like more information on that membership, you can give Eric a call. And again, the energy efficiency rebates for our residential customers, DanvilleHomesave.com, or you can call the number, the 888 number that you see there on your screen, and they'll provide you with all the information you need to save a little bit of money as we head into spring here in the city of Danville. Eric, thank you for all the hard work that you do with Danville Utilities and all our customers here in the community, and we look forward to having you back on soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mark.
And thank you at home for watching. Until next week, have a great day.